Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I was going to talk about two specific things. And the first one is how getting out of my routine throws me for a loop in a bad way. And the second thing I'll be talking about today is imposter syndrome and my upcoming collab and my reflections on that. You're here for another tea chat. I'm going to be drinking Everyday Detox with Dandelion. So what kind of tea are you going to be having today? Or coffee or bone broth or whatever you drink? So I've had like a sore throat and sneezing and stuff like that, like everyone else around here that's been sick. So later today, I'm going to have some lovely elderberry and echinacea tea. Trying to boost my immune system. I've been around a lot of people lately that have had the flu. So even missed out on a weekend of going to see my mom because I was afraid that I had maybe caught the flu and just wasn't having symptoms yet. Oh, if you like this mug, by the way, you can check it out in the shop on my channel. So, like I said, I was supposed to go to my mom's house. In my mind, I had that all planned out, and that's how my mind accepted it. But when that doesn't happen, when plans change, I can just be thrown into a loop of inertia. And that is exactly what happened to me yesterday. Because I was not doing what my mind had already accepted that I was going to be doing, I didn't know what to do with myself. I just sat in a chair for hours editing some home movies. So I told myself I had a purpose about what I was doing. I was forgetting to eat and I was forgetting to take care of my hygiene and all that stuff that happens when I get in a rut because my plans changed and because I don't handle it well. And it lasted the entire day. I was able to come up with a supper for me and my husband. So that's about the extent of my wifely duties yesterday was dropping my son off at work. That's it. So I know many of you can relate that when your plans changes everything. You just can't bounce back from that sometimes. It's hard for us. We are just seem to be hardwired to like things a certain way, and routines and changes just throw us off massively. I want to know how change of routine affects you. I have mainly two different kinds of routines. One is for the days I work. It's a precise routine from the time I wake up and get out of bed to what order I do every single thing, even down to what order I make my lunch and how I stack it in my lunchbox. It's everything. It's what order I drive to work. But the days that I'm off, it's a bit more of a struggle, and it is me having to write a to-do list or not getting anything done. And I spend those days thinking in my mind that I have to edit a video. I've been doing this for 2 years. My mind is already set on doing a video. That is something I start my day doing on days off, a video. And maybe remembering to eat breakfast, maybe changing clothes. And then my son gets up around noon because he homeschools and he can do his schoolwork at any time. So then that's when my day really kick starts, when he wakes up, because we usually go somewhere. So that's been my routine on days I work and days I have off. But what else I've been thinking about recently over the last few days is this imposter syndrome thing. This is an upcoming collab. Probably my next video will be the creator collab. I've been editing on it and working on it and just listening to what people who have submitted clips had to say has been very impactful on me. Imposter syndrome is not something that I have really dove into topic-wise, and so never really took time to learn about it. but it's kind of hitting me in the face, learning about it right now. And so somebody that you'll see that's new, that submitted a clip, made a statement that really impacted me or left an impression on me. So they said, when we are masking, it can be like being an imposter to our true selves, something along that lines. So that really made a lot of sense, because masking is a huge part of my life in public. It's not so much at home, but it encompasses a huge part of my day when I'm out in public, being somebody else or just pretending like you're more outgoing than you really are, putting that forced smile on to make others happy kind of thing. So I made a few notes about that, so I wanted to talk about it. Sometimes I'm an imposter in my words even. I change my natural speech and wording to fit whoever I'm talking to. Sometimes if I'm texting someone or emailing someone, my first thought of what I would say is pretty true to myself of what I would say. I feel like I have to pull back and reword what I said, or delete a message and write something different, because I'm afraid of how people perceive what I say. Because this stems all the way back to childhood and teen years. The first thing I want to say to people is most natural to who I am, but I edit and change the wording to be something what I think they want to hear me say. And I don't know why I do that. Maybe it's just I'm afraid of not being liked. A lot of my sense of humor comes from protecting myself, I think. And that's kind of an aha moment too. I love humor. I think laughter is wonderful therapy when done in the right way. And laughter has gotten me through. In times in my life I've been the most depressed, I would just watch something funny to make me laugh, and it just seemed to fix everything in the moment for me. So I have just felt like over the years, my blunt speech has been very off-putting for people, and I've lost relationships and friendships. And there's been some painful loss of friendships in my life that affected me for years. I have very few friendships that have remained from childhood. One would be my cousin, and then another friend I have named Leslie, who's an extrovert also. And she has thousands of friends and doesn't need me to be happy. And I just don't reach out to her anymore because I know she's got a lot of things going on socially. We talk every now and then. That's the extent of friendships I've maintained from elementary school to high school. I had a best friend as an adult, maybe 15 years ago. And she was very outgoing and bossy, and she was able to kind of pull me out of my shell, and she was always the one. She could say some really hurtful things. If you were in an argument with her, she could be your own worst enemy. And she ended up saying something to me that I never forgot, because words can hurt and we don't forget what's said sometimes. So I stopped being her friend, and the way that friendship broke off hurt me so bad that I never made another friendship like that, like close friendship. And the thing is, even though I was her friend, I wasn't me, because I was imposter. I was who I felt like she wanted me to be. And I couldn't say what I was feeling or what I thought for fear of losing her as a friend. And in the end, I lost her anyway. So I was my true self when I was a kid. And as I got older, I realized people didn't like that so much. It came across as bossy. I was the bossy kid. And in my teen years, I kind of peeled back that bossiness a little bit, let go of it a little bit, became a little bit more of what other people wanted, followed the crowd, had some friends who were a bad influence on me, and they encouraged me to do things that weren't even legal. We'll just leave it at that. Because I wanted friends so bad. I was just willing to be friends with anybody that liked me because I had a car and they could talk me into skipping school and things like that. But they didn't know me. I didn't speak my mind. I wasn't myself. It was a total masked friendship. And in my adult years, I still felt like I wasn't worthy of being anyone's friend. I've always felt like that. Like, who would want to be my friend? Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. The real me, the real what I would say, because it's too brash and it's too bold and it's not what people want to hear. So just kind of erased myself in communication with others, whether it be coworkers or other family members, people at church. I just became this mask. I was a mask. That's all I was a mask. And the only time I wasn't a mask is when I was at home and I could take it off around my family. I made friendships based on a fake version of me. And then that's who they liked, was the fake me, and didn't know the real me. And I feared saying the wrong thing and being left alone again and rejected and deleted from their life. So I am only now in my 50s understanding friendship, having real friends that I have met on my channel and seem to love me for me, and they know that I'm going to goof up sometimes and say the wrong thing. And no, I hope they know that I'm saying what's true to me and what I'm giving them of my true self. For the first time in my life, I want to be myself and not delete messages because I feel like it's going to hurt someone's feelings, because that's never my intention. If it comes out that way, just know it's not my intention. It's just the wording of how I'm saying it, maybe, or the tone of voice. And I don't mean it in that kind of tone of voice. So I'm finally feel like I'm figuring out friendship and how to give people of myself and be okay with that and know that they love me anyway. Gosh, I just really need therapy, don't I? I fired my therapist, so to speak, because I stopped going to her because she hurt my feelings and she made me feel like I was a bad parent. So I stopped going to her. I'm hoping to find a good counselor. So I guess you have kind of been my therapist today and listening to what I had to say, and would love to hear your comments down below. And be yourself in the comments. Don't feel like you have to mask for me as well. And let's hope that we can let go of that mask that causes us to feel like imposters. Even if we can just do it a little bit more, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight. But I think it can happen. And I hope you enjoyed this tea chat. And I hope to see you in the next tea chat. Take care.